Hello, welcome to today's Kusama Eco update video where we'll talk about a really interesting article which was written by a polkadot community member with regards to the last 5 Kusama Crowdloans, or we should say the first 5 Kusama Crowdloans. There will be more coming up very soon, hopefully sometime in August. That's when we're expecting them based on the recent tweets that we've seen. And we'll also take a look at the tweet that has been posted on my Twitter page with regards to the next auction on Kusama, right? So what will you contribute your KSM to for auction 6 was the question, and the majority of you have voted for Basilisk, which I had no doubt about, 41.1% for Basilisk. And I really do believe they're going to take it, right? It is a DeFi project. They are supported by the Polkadot community, by Parity. Dan Reeser, the VP of growth at Akala and Karura, has supported Basilisk. He said he's contributed to them. Now he got his KSM back just like I did, because of course Bifrost won it, which I was really happy about that, of course, because of that huge bonus that they were given. And we are expecting the Bifrost distribution to happen sometime this week. I know many people are constantly asking. So based on their Telegram community, they're saying that it's going to happen this week. So we'll have to see how things play out. It should be around 22.7 BNC tokens for each one KSM you contributed. That's what it works out as. And yeah, so not many people voted for Altair. Altair is second, 23.3%, but again, not many people voted in general. But anyway, thank you to each and every one of you who voted, 73 votes. It seems that a lot of people have left the crypto community, because I used to get over 100 votes on these type of polls before. So yeah, a lot of people have left. I'm not sure what happened, but yeah, hopefully people will be back now that the prices are picking back up again.
BitSwap is the hottest new way to trade tokens. Crawling all the top decentralized exchanges, BitSwap will get you the very best price and value for your trades. BitSwap is changing the game. Try it now at bitswapdex.com.
So the next thing I want to talk about is this tweet from Dan Reeser, which really caught my attention. So Statemine, which is the common good parachain on Kusama, it's actually the very first parachain that connected. And what I mean by common good parachain, what that means is that you need it. It's a necessity for the functionality of the network. That's why we have these common good parachains, which means that you don't actually need to take part in a parachain auction. So there's no crowd loan, there's nothing like that for them. They just simply become a parachain. So what is he saying? Well, Statemine is an asset parachain for NFTs, tokens, and the USDT on Kusama. So you could have USDT's Tether on Kusama, right? You could have that version on Statemine. And State Mint, which with a T, will be Polkadot's common good parachain, which we should see connected, of course, very soon ahead of the parachain auctions on Polkadot. And yeah, you can now mint tokens with just 1 KSM deposit. And the dev teams who are still working on cross-chain, they will enable tokens to move to Karura network swap. So that's awesome. So basically now we've got this use case for Statemine where with just 1 KSM, you can mint some tokens, and then those tokens can then be all integrated into Karura network. So that means you'll be able to use the swap functionality within Karura to be able to swap these tokens for KSM or for KOR. It all depends on the different pairs that are available, right? And it all depends on the liquidity you're supplying. If you want to supply liquidity against KSM or against KOR, for example, or anything else on the Kusama ecosystem, because that's what Karura is going to be supporting. As you well know, anything that's on the Kusama ecosystem will be supported on Karura network. Anything on the Polkadot ecosystem will be supported on Akala when they're going to eventually become a parachain, of course. So yeah, let's talk about the article, which is really interesting with regards to the crowd loans, the breakdown of the crowd loans, and which projects were actually very profitable had you bid for them or contributed to them. Well, let's talk about the whole batch 1 overview, right? These are the 5 auctions that we've seen, right? So over 1.3 million KSM joined the auctions, with approximately 1.1 million KSM now locked for 48 weeks in the parachain leasing periods. And before I continue on here, just to give a shout out to Teriyaki Don, who's actually written this article. He's the host of the Layer of podcast for DOT and KSM, and he is a maxi, of course. And yeah, so batch 1 of the crowd loan rewards. So each project gave rewards in their tokens, but with some important differences. Karura Moon River and Shiden rewarded Crowdloan participants with their Kusama deployments utility tokens, while Fala and Bifrost rewarded Crowdloan participants with their dual chain Kusama and Polkadot utility tokens, as we well know, because Fala and Bifrost are going to use exactly the same ticker symbols for Polkadot as well when they will become parachains there. So that's why they're dual chain utility tokens, because they do have these tokens available for both blockchains. Supporters received the following rewards for contributing 1 KSM to the respective project's Crowdloan. For simplicity, he's disregarded any bonuses or invitation incentives for Crowdloans. So I've got Karura here, 21.95 reward here, the Crowdloan reward. Moon River was 14.56, Shiden was 48.33, Kala was 150, and Bifrost was 22 for each 1 KSM. Now let's look at how much of the total token supply you could have earned by contributing 1 KSM to the different Crowdloans. Well, we've got Karura here with 21.95 for the reward, right? So they've got the total supply of 100 million, so that would mean that from the total token supply, that would mean 0.0000022%. Okay, and then we've got Moon River here with 146 and all these other ones, as you can see. But let's move down and see what's going on here. So yeah, you could see that the majority of the total supply for KSM, for each 1 KSM contributed, would have been awarded to Moon River in that sense, right? In return, with regards to your return on your investment. Again, we don't actually know what Moon River is going to be trading at, but I did say before in previous videos, just as Teriyaki Don is saying here, that Moon River was definitely the most beneficial one in terms of their supply. That's why I went really heavy with my Kusama for Moon River. So you could have earned 7x as much of the total token supply apparently, right? So putting it another way, to achieve the same return on investment for Crowdloan participants, KOR will need to have a 7x higher market cap than MOVR. At the time of writing, KOR and Fala are the only tokens to begin trading with fully diluted valuations of approximately $400 million and $600 million respectively. Let's use $400 million as the baseline FDF for the first 5 parachains on Kusama, aside from Fala. Here's how much your 1 KSM is worth with each project. Well, the Crowdloan rewards would target it as 87.80 for Karura, 582.40 for Moon River, 276.17 for Shiden Network. Fala is 99.75 and Bifrost would be 110. So as you can see here, there is quite a difference with Moon River, right? And this is why he's targeted this information, and I'm really happy he did that, and he broke it down for you in a simple way and for everyone in the community. So he says this isn't a perfect comparison and more data will be available over the coming months as tokens are launched and valuations settle, but it shows how important taking the total token supply is in terms of calculating rewards for Kusama Crowdloan participants. And this goes back to what I was saying in that video where I was saying that the Kusama Crowdloans are definitely more beneficial in terms of return of your investment as opposed to just staking your Kusama, okay? Because you do get a lot more in that sense, right? Of course, there is a risk, but how low is that risk as opposed to how big the potential is, right? So yes, based on that, I do think that it has more potential, because you could think of them like contributing to token sales, except you're leasing, so you're not actually giving away your Kusama forever. So it's awesome, right? It's really, really awesome. Like Gavin Wood is just a genius thinking about this whole process, and I think the Polkadot ones are going to be even more hyped. So let's continue on here with batch 1. So another interesting point to look at is the price at which people contributed their KSM to the Crowdloan. This data isn't easy to find. So for simplicity, is taking the KSM token price at the start of the auction period of each eventual winner. So you could see here that Moon River and Shiden were far and away the best dollar for token deals in the Crowdloans. And this is of course assuming that you would have bought your Kusama just before the ending of the Moon River Crowdloan and before the ending of the Shiden Crowdloan, right? Because the Kusama price has dropped significantly then. So according to Robert Habermeyer, co-founder of Kusama, next batch of 5 Kusama parachain auctions will launch soon if the network remains stable. So that's what he said here in this tweet. Now, He's been speaking to a number of projects, and their belief is that Polkadot auctions will start at the end of August or early September. Okay, so this is the speculation we've got at the moment. Nothing 100% confirmed, but it's definitely good that we've got some dates. Something to consider is that Kusama and Polkadot auctions could run at the same time, so overlaps in auctions are not really a concern. Expect news on Polkadot auctions in the coming weeks. So the final thoughts: Karura had a lot of support from institutions in the Kusama auctions. These institutions don't really care about ROI from the Kusama Crowdloans, but ROI from their seed or private round tokens. The earlier Karura has a parachain, the earlier these tokens can begin to unlock. Expect this again in the Polkadot auctions. I don't expect there to be a clear relationship between KSM Crowdloans and the eventual market cap of a token, bold statement, but let's see what happens when these tokens start trading. Over time, I expect this to change as the auctions mature and rewards normalize. I'm going to create a formula that gives an expected market cap based on Crowdloan value, but need more data. Moonriver and Shiden were extremely undervalued, or the market conditions had people very wary of joining the later auctions. Something to note is that Moonriver implemented a kind of KYC system to prevent US and Chinese Crowdloan participants. However, just to comment on this, many people have been able to contribute to Moonriver and Shiden even though they were from the US by using certain wallets, right? Like Math Wallet, for example, has allowed them to do that. So I think it was just exchanges that didn't allow them to do that, and also the Moonriver website. But you were able to do that with the wallets, right? This is what people have been telling me. A number of people have been telling me that, including on Twitter. So yes, I do believe them. I do think that they were able to take part in the Moonriver Crowdloan regardless. But let's just say that maybe not all the people from the US, all the US participants that wanted to take part maybe didn't take part. Who knows, right? It's a possibility, but perhaps the majority did. So we can't say that they didn't, right? Now, most projects that launched their tokens before the auctions performed extremely poor, Fala being an outlier. People like the mystery of the unknown. How will this affect Fala and Bifrost in the Polkadot auctions? So yes, I do think this is going to have a bit of an impact, right, for both Fala and Bifrost in the Polkadot auctions, and it is the reality, right, considering that they've got this dual token model, but we'll have to see how things play out, right? So yeah, so he's saying here, create yourself a spreadsheet to track this information. There could be some more undervalued projects in the next batch of auctions. Maximize your returns by backing your projects that give more token supply to crowd loaners. So yes, he's definitely right about this, and this is another reason why I actually went heavy in Moonriver, just because when I saw that 3 million Moonriver actually going to be distributed to the Crowdloan participants out of the 10 million total supply, that was pretty much the go-ahead for me. And of course, we do have only a 30% unlock, plus there were some airdrops as well, I believe, that will get unlocked to people. So we're talking about close to 1.5 million circulating supply for Moonriver, which is really not that bad, right? But just considering the current market conditions, it may hurt it a little bit. But if Bitcoin stabilizes, I mean, we could see altcoins take off once again. And if Moonriver lists at the right time, which we're expecting them to do so in about 3 weeks, give or take, right? Depends on their roadmap milestones and how long it takes them to complete development in all of these milestones, because they're going through different phases at the moment. And yeah, I mean, we do have a good opportunity here also with Bifrost. It's likely to be trading more or less around the same price as Karura, considering the circulating supply of just over 4.7 million. So it's really not that bad, right? It's really low if you think about it, even in these market conditions. So yes, this is pretty much it from today's video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What are you hyped about in the sense of the Kusama Crowdloans? Which ones are you looking forward to getting the distribution of? I'm sure you've probably taken part in the Karura one, and if you did, then you've already gotten that distribution. You're happy. Did you take part in the Moonriver one and the Shiden one? Let me know in the comments below. And will you take part in the Basilisk one? Because I definitely will. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.